Hi there, this week's question is, are cloud drives safe for backups? My name is Steve, this is TQA Weekly, and we all need to make multiple backups of our files and our data, and cloud drives are a great way of having a backup outside of the home. But are they enough? When we are making backups, what we need are 3 or more copies of all of our files and data, and we need multiple technologies, 2 or more, which may include optical disks, flash memory, hard drives, cloud drives, and such. And we want to have as many as possible because we are trying to avoid technology becoming obsolete at the same time, which is a way to reduce risks. And this is all about risk mitigation. Now, the particular issue with cloud drives is pretty straightforward. It is non-local, meaning that it's outside your house. If your house burns down, you don't lose that data. However, you are not in control of your files, and you're not necessarily the owner of the files, and you can lose access of your files at any time for any reason whatsoever, which is pointed out in their terms of service. The service containing the files can go offline, the business or division can go out of business, the software can have issues, or the backups and the original files could be part of a hack, or something can happen and you can lose your files anyway, even if the business doesn't go out of business. There are a whole lot of things that can happen outside of your home with files that are not in control. Now, the odds of a server going offline or a business going out of business happening with reputable companies like Google and like Microsoft and like other places online that you probably already know and use are pretty slim. But you're not necessarily protected against hacks, you're not protected against issues of software, and you are definitely not protected from other people trying to gain access to any of those files or trying to do whatever they want, especially as a result of business decisions and coding decisions as well. Which brings us to the entire point of this episode, the reason why we are asking, are cloud drives safe for backups? And this is why this episode is actually inspired by a story. A user on Reddit posted that they had actually installed OneDrive on their computer to get all their files and have access to it, 5 gigs worth of data. Remember, laptops are notoriously hard to open because companies don't want you opening your laptops anymore. They're considered disposable, which begs the question, why is this happening? We should have access to our own hardware. This user uninstalls OneDrive, and what does Microsoft software do in this person's case? They delete 5 gigs worth of files from this person's computer. If it hadn't done that, it would have been the equivalent of 2 backups. But because of the way the software happened to work in this person's case, they lost the cloud drive data and all of the data on their computer. They are now forced to resort to using technology to recover their files. And this is extremely harmful. And this means that from the standpoint of file loss mitigation, what we call backups, cloud drives are useful, but they cannot be considered safe whatsoever. You need a backup outside of your home. You probably can only use a cloud drive, but you need to make sure that you have other copies of these files somewhere else, preferably in a technology that doesn't require a constant charge, maybe like optical disks or hard drives. Because what can happen is that you lose the data by some other means. And if that means that you have to make hard drives and bring them over to some person's house somewhere else, or you have to have a family-built cloud drive service, you probably are better off in this way, because there is no guarantees in life when it comes to cloud drives. Yes, use them, but always treat them the same way you would a CD or a DVD or a Blu-ray disc, as if they can break, and as if you can lose all of the data on them, because that is exactly what happened to this person, which answers our question today, are cloud drives safe for backups? The answer is no. You are solely responsible for your data. All we can tell you is how to mitigate the risks. You may need it, but don't have it as your only backup, because the other option is undeniably stressful, expensive, and means that you can lose a lot of memories. So, like this episode if you like it, dislike it if you didn't, share with those that you think could benefit from this, and don't forget to subscribe. And if you have any questions, comments, suggestions for topics, email me at ask@tqaweekly.com or go to my website, tqaweekly.com, where you can see the show notes on this episode, past others, find other ways to subscribing, and of course, use the contact form to email me directly. And if you want to see me play video games like Assassin's Creed Valhalla, head over to twitch.tv/zaxis1981, where I play every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday from 7 to 9 p.m. Eastern. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.